Good morning. Day off for me yesterday. How did you get on? Let's have a quick look through. Preston and Oxford United. Well, you saw with Oxford and you see with Barrow the importance of not losing yesterday. They're both out of the relegation zones in the Championship and League Two. Just for that single point for Barrow and with that win for Oxford United, it would have been difficult for me to take on an Oxford United lead here, given the impetus of getting out of the relegation zone and the fact it's only 2.15 the favourite, which is not a strong favourite. Similar story, Cheltenham and Barrow. An excellent result for Barrow yesterday. That single point has taken them out of the relegation zone. Good win for Liverpool. Easy as you like. Lay the draw at half-time. 51st minute goal, followed up by a 53rd minute goal, and you're out of that draw. That's a nice, simple later-back trade there. Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco, fascinating. Recent Champions League two-legged affair between these two saw Monaco scoring 2 goals in each of those 2 matches. You see Monaco coming into this in excellent form as well. There seems to have been a switch somewhere. I don't know if it's a managerial switch or something, but something has clicked. Monaco are becoming a lot more consistent. So a difficult match to figure out, because when you've had recent head-to-heads, then these two sides know each other far too well, don't they? 1.38, a little bit dismissive of Monaco's performances in the Champions League and their form as well. A few rested players for PSG seems to have cost them, it seems. French Ligue 2. Well, the two lay the draws that I wanted, Laval, Guingamp, Pau and Bastia, with the idea being, particularly for Pau and Guingamp, they need points to threaten the promotion playoff places. I would still have laid those late draws at 2-2, given the fact, i.e. both teams have scored 2 goals and they're hugely motivated for a winner. Bayern Munich and Mönchengladbach, perfect result for the odds, 1.22. That's what you expect. You also expect goals before half-time. Those kind of odds, after 20 minutes, 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted half-time score market, you'd have got a 2-0 in yesterday. That's edging up towards 12, 13, 14 to 1 return on the 2-0, particularly with that 20-minute wait. It's rather juicy when it comes in. Elversberg, 1-0 win, taken them into the promotion playoff places. This was the top 2 yesterday, Schalke and Elversberg. They've left the building now, and I'll get rid of my Elvis jokes. Ireland, a little bit too early in the season to expect anything. Napoli, absolutely spot on. This is exactly what I expected of Napoli on paper yesterday. It was a comfortable 2-0 with a 90th plus minute Torino consolation goal. So it's not as tight as the scoreline suggests. It was a comfortable evening. An absolute banker at those odds, really, for the task in hand. Sometimes odds value is in the eye of the beholder, and that is an empty your wheelbarrow job. Happy days indeed. Eredivisie, well, we didn't get both teams to score over 2.5 goals, alas, but you can see the goal threat is there, can't you? Moving on down. Looking at Celta Vigo and Real Madrid. A good result for Real Madrid, this, because it's a 2.45 the favourite. We've got a Celta Vigo side in form. We've got a Celta Vigo side loving a 1-1 draw against the big boys at home. So this was an excellent result, all told, for Real Madrid yesterday. Let's have a look at today's trading angles. So as ever on a busy day like today, my primary fixation outside of the big leagues will be on any odds-on favourites. We've got the Super League beginning this season, and we've got 5 out of 5 odds-on favourites at home. Early morning kickoff. I might have a look at those 7:30s, but we don't have any form to work off, so it's going to have to be an in-play stats-based league. Czech 1 league. Normally check out the Prague sides and Poulsen, but they're not playing today. Championship. So it must be an FA Cup day today with the Premier League not playing. Championship, all about, for me, motivation. Particularly as we're now in March, we do need a playoff push or a get out of the relegation push. It's becoming a little bit urgent for these sides. Blackburn and Portsmouth, well, we have to work a long way down to see either of these two just outside the relegation zone. So the relegation 6-pointer to begin the afternoon, 2.65 the favourite, tells you the struggles are afoot to read that one. Hull and Millwall, both sides, playoff 6-pointer this one. With Middlesbrough on 66 points, there is still a chance of automatic promotion for Hull and Millwall. More so for Hull, the need for points. For Millwall, it takes them to 65. So it's a crucial match for Millwall today, even though they're away from home. But it's crucial for Hull too to take points off Millwall. Keep Millwall close at hand. Try to overtake them and get yourselves within 3 points of automatic promotion. I think Coventry are sorted, but Middlesbrough still leave some hope for those with a chance. Coventry find themselves first and they're away from home. Not been the strongest of sides away from home, but have been putting together some good wins recently, and that one against Sheffield United was a come from behind when they're not expected to win. Very, very solid away performance that from Fat Frank's boys. Bristol City could do with taking points off Coventry today. With the entry point into the playoffs at 57 points, this is a must-win for Bristol City. They still have to win another and draw another to catch up with Wrexham. It's not looking a good, but a gap of 4 points instead of 7 is psychologically more comforting. Birmingham find themselves breaking into the 50-point club with a win today, and Charlton finding themselves just on the bottom page on 41 points. Still a little bit too near the relegation zone for hope, but in that 40-point club should be enough to keep them safe. Derby County are one of those sides lining up to catch Wrexham, but they must win today. They are at home. They are playing Sheffield Wednesday, who is normally you bank 3 points. So 54 today for Derby will have them within 3 points of Wrexham, who it doesn't look like they're playing today, Wrexham. So psychologically important for Derby to get those 3 points. Ipswich against Leicester. Ipswich with a win today takes themselves into the top 2 on goal difference. Vital match. Nothing more to say. And they delivered last week. There might have been an in-play stats feed issue last week because they were showing no shots on, no shots off for the vast majority of the match, both teams. But Ipswich did get that important win, which lines them up now for another home tilt against a wobbling Leicester City, who find themselves in the relegation zone in all sorts of bother with a points deduction. You're going to see a battling performance from Leicester, as you've seen in recent matches. Despite losing, it's been competitive. That was until the second half for Norwich, second half goals. And they've had a couple of draws. They need to start converting wins. But they're going to have a bit of a task on their hand with a hugely motivated Ipswich with a playoff automatic promotion, no less, not a playoff, automatic promotion spot with 3 points. Sheffield United against West Brom, mid-table mediocrity for the Blades, but they break into the 50-point barrier with a win today. That could be crucial for them. West Brom are in the relegation zone. 38 points with the win today brings Blackburn into the equation. Oxford United, you can see, doing themselves a whole world of good with that win yesterday. Swansea, mid-table mediocrity, are playing Stoke, mid-table mediocrity, but more importantly for Stoke, a chance to break into the 50-point barrier. So this, an absolute crucial must-win. This must take points off your nearest rival. Ipswich go into the playoffs, into the promotion spots with a win. So those three absolutely stand out for me today. English League One, all about league position for me as a primary motivator. So we might not go through all of these matches, there's quite a few of them, but just want to point out the sides who will benefit greatly from 3 points today. Cardiff find themselves top, and it's a top v bottom, so it's a derby style match this, Cardiff and Lincoln. It could be absolutely wide open. Huddersfield must win, take themselves into the promotion playoff places, but they do have a local derby against Rotherham, who have a relegation problem of their own. 38 points with a win brings Blackpool and Wigan into the equation. Must-win territory, Huddersfield and Rotherham. That looks like a match to fixate on, particularly as the market's already cleared itself and told us Huddersfield are expected to do the job. Mid-table mediocrity for Barnsley at the moment. Exeter climbing up the table, away from the relegation zone. They're not going to be caught for a while, so they're okay. Blackpool and Wigan, though, it's a little bit too close for comfort. 1 point above the relegation zone. Relegation 6-pointer, Blackpool and Wigan, that's for sure. Bolton find themselves in 3rd place, and it's looking a forlorn hope to get into the automatic promotion spots, but they must move onward and upward towards the 70-point barrier, or at least they must ensure that the likes of 7th and 8th and 9th cannot catch them in 3rd to 6th spot. So still plenty of work to be done. Wycombe, this is a playoff 6-pointer, isn't it? Wycombe would prefer to take points off Bolton, get themselves more firmly footed in the top 6. So playoff 6-pointer for those two, Bolton and Wycombe. Bradford City and Leyton Orient. Looks like we're down at the wrong end of the table, are we? No, we're not. Bradford are in 4th and will enter the 60-point club with a win today. That's huge, because that puts the gap between themselves and 7th. Very notable, doesn't it? It's all about retaining a top 6 berth if you can't get into the top 2. Leyton Orient are in the last spot in the relegation zone, so a win for them could be absolutely crucial as well. Burton, above the relegation zone by 4 points, will not be disturbed. But Stevenage will need a win to start moving to 54 points, with the entry point for Wycombe set low at 53. This is a huge match for Luton with home advantage today. Possibility of a playoff place. There's plenty going on. English League One. Do we have a similar story in League Two? Let me just remember the most notable ones here. Huddersfield and Rotherham, definitely. Luton, we know, playoff place beckons. Burton and Stevenage, important to get a result. Bradford City and Leyton Orient as well. And Bolton and Wycombe take points off your nearest rival. So those would be the standouts for me in English League One. As far as motivation's concerned, similar story. English League Two. Let's have a quick look through. It's all about the motivation. Grimsby are finding themselves just outside. Let's get the points tally up. Just outside the promotion playoff matches. So that is an important one, because they have home advantage, but they are playing top of the league, Bromley. Salford, well, they can't decide whether to win. They put themselves in good position, Salford, and then end up losing. They're on an awful run, which has seen them exit the playoffs just at the wrong time of the season. It's grim. Grimsby were leading 3-0 in that match, weren't they? So Salford don't look a good side to trust. Barnet need to punish Salford today, take them to 56 points, Barnet, and a chance to wrestle with Crewe for that last playoff place. So Salford and Barnet, I can't really read Salford. The wheels have fallen off. Accrington and Cambridge, well, Cambridge are up here, aren't they? 2nd spot. And they look reliable week in, week out. They've got to fend off Swindon, most notably, for that playoff place, and Notts County. So work has not been finalised for the 3 automatic promotion spots. Cambridge well, they're not at home, but they are fancied odds on away from home. Bristol Rovers and Crewe. Crewe find themselves in the playoffs, and with Grimsby, Salford, Barnet waiting in the wings, Walsall waiting in the wings, Crewe have to do something today. Bristol Rovers just above the relegation zone as well. Chesterfield find themselves in the playoffs, so an important match for them. And the Shrews climbing up the table, 10 points above relegation. I think their season is sorted. Crawley Town, right down the bottom there, equal on points with second bottom. So they are at home today, not fancied at all. Swindon, well, that's why. Swindon could go into the automatic promotion spots with a win today. What a tough match for Crawley. Gillingham and Fleetwood. Well, Gillingham mid-table mediocrity there. And Fleetwood join the 50-point club with a win. And with the entry point, as I say, 56, there's still a chance, outside chance, isn't there? Tranmere and Oldham, mid-table mediocrity for Oldham. And at Tranmere, a little bit too near the relegation zone, but safe. Walsall and Notts County, 56 points with a win for Walsall, crucial to their season. 3 points today. But they're playing a Notts County who also on 64 could go into the playoffs. Not the playoffs, automatic promotion. So that's a crucial match, isn't it? That's a real standout. Crawley and Swindon, a real standout for me as well. Salford and Barnet, I'll keep an eye on, but Barnet are tough to trust. That's the only problem I have. Cambridge United are worth following. They might not win, but they might not lose. Could be a good trading side. FA Cup today. Arsenal, I think they might scrape it against Old Jane. Wrexham and Chelsea. Wrexham's championship place is going to be tested. But they got a day off. Chelsea are looking really good under Rosenior. So solidly with the away side, I think. He's putting together a good run for the Blues. Newcastle and Man City meeting again in very near succession. Don't forget what I said about PSG and Marseille meeting together very quickly. It's a tough coupon in French League 1 today. I have to leave that to the in-play stats. Le Mans, Estac St Etienne, all of the big boys in the promotion places are playing today. So it's going to be, for me, I like St Etienne. They've suddenly hit a bit of form, and a win today takes them top. Estac will have a bit of a squabble about that. A win for them keeps them top. Le Mans, a win for them will promote them to the playoff finals rather than the semi-finals. Red Star, a win for them, could promote them to the semi-finals. So you can see it's an absolutely crucial day at the top, with Nancy entering the 41-point barrier with a win today. So Le Mans have got their work cut out. That's why it's 2.35 the favourite. So a fascinating day in French League 2, all about the title. Bundesliga today, you can see I'm getting a bit close to 20 minutes, so I might have to curtail some of this. It's a busy day, so there'll be a live stream later on. Stand out for me, Leipzig. Mainz are going to put their best foot forward. The Hoff failed to score last week. Expect 3 goals from them today. Como at odds on, entering banker material. Atalanta against Udinese. Atalanta very poor against Sassuolo, 10-man Sassuolo, so I'm going to have to watch that one. Juventus against Pisa, lay over 0.5 goals at the start of the match. Pisa could come out with a 0-0 at half-time, but the old lady got to be eyeing 3 points today. I'll have to go straight to Spain because we're running out of time. Osasuna and Mallorca. Osasuna in a good bit of form. This looks a good opportunity for them to continue their solid home footing. Atletico Madrid at home very rarely put a foot wrong, so watch out for them. This is expected to be a busy affair, but on form, you're solidly with the juggernaut Barcelona. Have a great day. There'll be a live stream later on, and I'll be on Telegram throughout the day for members. See you later.